Hey everyone, today is Wednesday, March 16th. Happy birthday to a buddy of mine. And tomorrow I need to make sure I wear some green, or mom's gonna pinch me. And I think I need to shave soon. I've been working on a personal project in Star Trek Online lately. I think I've mentioned it before, but it's the explore nebulas and exploration stuff. And every time you accept one of these quests, you need to explore 3 locations, and there are a variety of missions that the game randomly chooses from. And then when you finish 3 of them, you've accomplished the mission once. And last night I finished the Rolor Nebula, getting it up to 15 missions completed, which roughly translates into 45 separate events. Now I'm trying to do it again in the it's right off of the Romulan space. It's not Romy Kazan cluster, maybe, possibly. Uh, and I have to do this one another. I want to say 8 times, so 24 missions. I started on it earlier today. I'm gonna get back to it later, I guess. But my personal project here is get all of the explorers up to 15. And there's a lot of them, but I've already made headway on several of them. In fact, I have knocked out 3 of them with regards to this rule of 15. Um, and one of them I've done 24 in. It goes 15, 35, 70 for the final one. And so essentially, by the time you're done, seeing as they're cumulative, so the first one you do 15, then you do another 20 and you get the next one, then you do another 35, you get the last one. Let's see, 70 times 3, 210 individual little missions. And these missions range from, like I've said in the past, flower picking to flower picking while being harassed by enemies to fighting enemies. And flower picking ranges from in space to picking up anomalies and scanning derelict vessels to on the ground looking at computer consoles or, you know, strange apparitions, things like that. And of course, flower picking while being attacked is pretty self explanatory. A faction of enemies, either major or minor, shows up to ruin your fun. Either they're investigating it at the same time, or they're responsible for it, or they want what you're trying to get, that sort of thing. And likewise with the final one being just a bunch of bad guys. Sometimes it's a trap. Sometimes it's you go to investigate why a station isn't sending out signals anymore, and they say, well, we're doing fine, but oh, look out, and there they are. So yeah, I mean, it's never really all that boring. I just do a little at a time and I make progress. Of course, at the same time, I'm building up data samples for crafting in the game. So I'm hoping that through my efforts, I will be able to build the Delta Flyer when the crafting part comes up. Now, here's the... I don't know anything about this Delta Flyer crafting mission. All I know is that it's in development/testing right now. So, and I haven't done any looking into it. I don't necessarily need to know until it launches. But there are I have different concepts of what may or may not happen for this crafting mission. So, like, the worst case scenario, I'm going to have a crafter who has a certain amount of crafting experience, a character who has a certain amount of crafting experience, and I will need to provide my own resources, and it'll probably require, one of every type of special data sample, the particle traces and things like that. Worst case scenario, that's what I'll have to do. And also the worst case scenario would be that character, as soon as he builds it, it binds to him. So that would mean that I would have to take my Vice Admiral and turn him into a crafter, which I guess I could do that in the meantime, but that would dip into the resources I've been harvesting. Um, the second scenario I'm envisioning is slightly less stringent. It's like you go into the mission and it gives you the schematic to build the Delta Flyer, and then you can sell the Delta Flyer to whoever wants it. That's a reasonable expectation. I'll still have to have the resources, but it's not bind on acquire, it's bind on, I don't know, equip. Bind on use? I don't know. The other option would be that just by doing the mission, during the mission you build the Delta Flyer. And that is also very likely. So that way you wouldn't have to necessarily be a crafter in order to craft something. It's like, okay, you're an engineer, so go get the parts, off there and wherever. And, you're a tactical officer, go kill that guy and take what he has. That sort of thing. So I don't know what the crafting mission is going to be like. I hope that my Vice Admiral, my engineering Vice Admiral, can get it, because I haven't done any crafting with him. My crafter is effectively my science officer. Not effectively, it is my science officer. I have one character that I did all the crafting on. He grinded it all the way up, and he's the one who makes all my equipment for me. So if the Delta Flyer is a schematic, I hope there's a way to trade the resultant Delta Flyer. Otherwise, maybe it's craftable during the mission. I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to go back and poke at Star Trek Online a bit more. I'm actually having a lot of fun with it. It's very casual, low-key gaming. I wish I could get into a bit of role-playing with the game, but if not, that's okay. Yeah, until next time, take it easy.